North Korea has fired several short-range missiles into the sea off its east coast. That's according to South Korea's defense ministry. The latest launch happened just hours after the UN Security Council voted to impose stricter sanctions on the state. Well, let's get more on this and speak to Hahm, who joins us now from Seoul. Shane, tell us more about these short-range missiles that have been fired by North Korea. Clearly, they're not happy about these more stronger sanctions.
Obviously not. They came, like you heard in that piece, just hours after the UN voted to impose these sanctions on North Korea. The projectiles, the defense ministry here is still looking into whether they were short-range missiles or artillery fire, but we do know that they flew about 100 to 150 kilometers from the eastern coastline of North Korea and into the waters there. No sail zone was declared before these were fired. In fact, in the past, North Korea has declared no sail zones to make sure that vessels are not in that path. So it goes to show just how abrupt and defiant this was, in the words of the defense minister, that these projectiles were flown, and how they don't agree with the sanctions. In the past, or earlier this week, North Korean state media has said that these resolutions will not affect the country whatsoever.
How tough are these sanctions, and how much damage can they really do? Because isn't the big problem that China continues to trade with North Korea no matter what, because they don't want to cripple the country?
You're absolutely right. That's a very important point. China was one of the draftees of this new resolution, the United States and China. So really, from now on is more important, how to implement and enforce these sanctions, because 90% of North Korea's trade involves trade with Beijing. But if you look at some of these sanctions in there, it includes the ban of exporting of all coal, minerals, other iron deposits as well, and that accounts for about half of North Korea's entire exports. So that's going to take a crippling effect for any hard-earned currency that North Korea might get in, and that could be funded towards nuclear development. And I think that's going to play a very big role in these sanctions if they're carried out and enforced properly.
Get that update from you, Hahm, joining us live there from Seoul.